Hey, how you doing? This is Chuck English, Spring Piston Rifle Fever, and Lone Wolf Strength Training. So, I'm out here this morning in South Dakota. Uh, the wind is blowing a little bit. I'm guessing 10 to 15 miles per hour. So this is the HW30s. Steve Chalet on AEAC. He did several reviews on a couple of these HW30Ss. One was the deluxe model, which did not come quite up past there, but it had nice checkering. The bluing and everything was super nice on it. He did his review with scope. I will be getting a scope for this, but not right now. I'm just kind of enjoying the open sights. In the basement, it's kind of really hard to see through because there's just not enough light with open sights, at least for my poor eyes. But I'm getting pretty good results actually with a cheap pellet. So I'm not very far away, so things might change when I open up, but the Crosman Premier, I clean these ones, that's why I have that on there. These Crosman Premier 7.9 grain pellets seem to be producing really good groups. I mean, like, I cannot be laser beam accurate like this. My front sight post is actually blurry to me. So here's a Crosman Premier Hollow Point loaded. Look at that breech. Isn't that awesome looking? What a pretty rifle. Now, I tried to talk my boy into getting this for him for a Christmas present, and when I got it for my birthday instead, I think he kind of changed his mind. But this is one thing you can do in your vehicle. I can so easily cock this thing in here. There's room to do it. You got to have your window open, of course, but it's really cold and windy out right now. It was 90 degrees, or not 90. Boy, what a dummy. It was 19 degrees when I left the house, and the wind's blowing. Everything was covered with frost, and I figured I would just bring this out and do a little shooting. This is not exactly what I wanted, but the direction of the sun is not helping either. Filming and stuff outside can be very hard because of the direction of the sun, the direction of the wind, and things like that. So this rifle really takes me back. It reminds me back of the Marine Corps when we were doing our... I already made sure I got the right pellets. When we were doing our, when we were qualifying with our rifles, during the time I was a rifle instructor, there was several different things that we focused on, especially when we were trying to help people qualify that had trouble qualifying. Maybe they didn't grow up with rifles and shooting and stuff. And one of the things that we really focused on was a clear front sight post. We were supposed to focus really hard on a clear front sight post, so much so that everything else in the background was blurry. So I'm a little wobbly like this because I'm just holding it. I got my elbow resting on the door in here. But yes, that focusing on the clear front sight post, the trigger control, the breathing, relaxing, the aiming, the squeezing of the trigger, and of course with a spring piston rifle, you're not gripping it hard either. You just hold it. I mean, I just got it resting just like this. So it's not a high-powered rifle. So what I'm thinking about getting is a Hawk Vantage 2-7 by 32 scope for this. I don't want to get a huge scope for this. I mean, here's the compression, or not compression, here's the compression chamber, the dovetail rail, and the stop pin holes that are right there. And right up here, so you can, comparison, you can see my hand right here, how big it looks. So you really don't want a giant scope on this. I wouldn't go over anything of a 3 to 9 by 40 because I've seen videos on that, and that was right up to the back sight here. So clear front sight post now that I shot. So when you're aiming, see if I can get a good visual, hopefully. So when I'm aiming, I want to focus on that clear front sight post, so much so that everything else almost disappears in my vision. It's not quite disappeared, but it's actually starting to blur out. The first time I qualified expert in the Marine Corps, which is the highest you can qualify, out of 3 different scores, there was marksman, then there was sharpshooter, and then there was expert. When I was in boot camp, I actually qualified sharpshooter with my glasses on. The second time I qualified was after the Persian Gulf War. I didn't even have my glasses on. I didn't know where they were because I was dumb and young and dumb. But that's the first time I qualified expert. I qualified expert because I did what I just told you. I focused on a clear front sight post. My targets were anywhere this was with open sights. I'm sorry, I can't talk sometimes. This was with open sights, and our targets were 200 yards, 300 yards, and 500 yards. And when it came to 500 yards, all you could see was, for me, all I could see was the cardboard. Where it wasn't cardboard, it was a big sheet type of deal, and it had cardboard behind it with our target on there. There was a man-sized target, then there was another half man-sized target, then there was a bullseye, and there was just bullseye-sized targets up at the 200 yard. I could hardly see the black. All I did was aim in the middle of the whole sheet, and I managed to get enough bullseyes to get my expert. I was really hoping to do a review with this rifle with the target in the background so you could see with the shoot and see targets. I bought a bunch of those, so hopefully I still will. Winter is getting more and more ferocious. We've had a few mild days. I'm going to show you what I did out here. We've had a few mild days, so we enjoyed that as much as we could. But now winter's approaching and biting in the buttocks. Actually, Tuesday we're supposed to get snow, so hopefully the snow will stick around and I can get some cottontails, and I really want to get some ice fishing in. So out of all those shots, I don't know how many I made. I have one flyer here. I'm 15 yards from my vehicle. It's back there behind me. So I'll show you the little group that I did right now. So that's 15 yards, open sights with the Crosman Premier Hollow Point pellets. I'll have to look back in the video and see how many times I shot. Everything was right here. I think I shot more than a few times. So I had one down here and everything else was here. This is 10 shots up here with the Crosman Premier 7.9 grain Hollow Point pellets. It's not outstanding, but it's pretty darn good for blind me. This was another very close range one. That is 10 shots right there. That was like from probably a little under 10 yards. The rest doesn't look too impressive, but I was shooting at the bottom of the target there and top of the target there, so that's why I have those. And these are quite ugly. These were more of the rifle breaking in or me getting used to it. So that's it for this time with open sights. I plan on doing more. I will probably order more pellets. I want to get more used to this rifle. I don't even know how many pellets I really want to buy yet. I should probably get the scope first, but then I'm going to have to pay shipping for pellets later, but that's okay. I'd rather find out what pellets this rifle likes. So far it's liking these cheapos up close. So we'll see when I get a scope. So I'll probably order that Hawk Vantage. I thought about getting a Hawk Air Max, but I'm like, do I really need all that for this low-powered spring piston rifle? I did do a chronograph with it. It is dieseling a little bit, but you can't hardly tell. I can't even see the smoke. I could just smell it. So the 7.9 grain hollow point pellets by Crosman, we're getting a little over 7.5 FPE, foot-pounds of energy. The 10.5 grain Crosman pellets, we're getting 6.5 FPE. I murdered a can. Maybe I'll show that sometime. Maybe after this, if I can find one in the back of my trailblazer, maybe I'll make a quick little video on that to demonstrate that this is definitely powerful enough to kill yourself a squirrel or a rabbit with a good headshot within a respectable distance, like within 15-20 yards. So if you like it, give me a like. I'd appreciate it. Give me a subscribe. God bless you all, and you have a great day.